Okay, so this is another addendum to my video on my A-1 quad rule setup. This is a bit more in depth, so I thought I'd make it a video just to be able to explain it. So what I've found since I made the setup, is that there are some frame rules where the setup doesn't work. And let me first show you a frame rule where it does work, and then I'll show you one where it doesn't, and then I'll explain how you can get it to work every time. Okay, so it works there, and then so everything is exactly the same as I showed in the video. One thing I will say really quick is that if you do it like this, um, where you don't do a jump, where you just run off, you have a 3-frame window to release A and land. The first 2 frames work fine. You get good Y position for you to land on the frame for the down plus right to work properly. So for the last 2 frames of releasing A, it'll work. Yeah, and then if you release A on the first possible frame, you'll get F7. Actually, wait. Yeah, on the first possible frame, you'll get F7 from the down plus right instead because of different Y positioning, and that'll break it. So it's just one thing, but this is a frame rule with a setup as I explained in the initial video. It works. So let me go to one where it does not work. So as you can see, the setup exactly as I did it there, exactly as I explained in the video. Everything is the same. You just saw. Didn't change anything. But it doesn't work on this frame rule. And the reason is on that previous frame rule, this platform, that 2, go to slot 2, you'll notice it has a very, very high Y subpixel. And in this game, that means it is lower down. And so what that means is this platform, it ends up going 1 pixel lower than on most frame rules. And that breaks my setup because it causes you to bonk. And the reason for that, the reason why there's any variation in the platform's Y position in the first place, is because of inheritance. You'll notice this red Koopa is also slot 2, has that same Y subpixel, CD. And that goes for every other frame rule. If you don't kill any enemies, this Koopa will inherit slot 2. And on this frame rule, that results in CD. So where does that Y subpixel come from? That also comes from inheritance, and it comes from this green Koopa, this specific green paratroopa. That's where the variance in the Y subpixel for that platform ends up coming from. On most frame rules, it ends up being fine, but on some, the Y subpixel this green paratroopa despawns with causes the platform to have a bad Y subpixel for my setup. And that's why it breaks. So if you want a way to fix that, so that my setup will work on every frame rule, what you want to do instead is you want to hit that red Koopa. You want to bump the block in a way that it gets hit to the right. There is a 2-frame window for that, sometimes a 1-frame window. So the window to release A to land between those two blocks is still the same. You have a 3-frame window. For the first two A releases, you have a 2-frame window. But for the last A release that it works, you have a 1-frame window to hit this red Koopa to the right. It's pretty difficult. One good thing is that on top of getting the platform to have good positioning every time, it also gives Mario good positioning, so that this down plus right will work every time. So it gives him B3. So that is an additional benefit. As you can see, what happens when you hit that red Koopa shell to the right, it stays on screen for longer. And so that means when the platform loads in, it can't load into slot 2 because that's still occupied. So what it ends up taking on is it inherits slot 4. So where does slot 4 come from? Where is slot 4 used last? Well, slot 4 in this level, before that point, is used for this piranha plant right here. If you don't kill any enemies, that's what this is contingent on. You don't kill any enemies in the level. That piranha plant will take on slot 4. It should take on slot 4 every time. And it always goes off screen and despawns with a Y subpixel of 0.98. Which is carried on to this red Koopa. You'll see it also has a Y subpixel of 0.98. And then that is carried on to the platform. So the platform has a Y subpixel of 0.98. And 0.98 works for my setup. So that is how to get this setup to work every single time.